This week in game news, Cyberpunk Week kicks... Wait, no, that was last week. No matter, we've got all the latest game news right here, and a trailer from a very cyberpunk trailer. A first-person adventure in which your goal is to repair your robot friend and solve a mystery. This week is actually the start of the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con. A great week for announcements, updates, and more that you'll be hearing about today. For this is the Blackman and Robin Game News Update. LEGO Dimensions looks like it's going to be incredibly ambitious. I spoke of this game a while ago when it was announced. Just imagine a version of one of the LEGO games, but with real-world figurines, like Skylanders. Well, a brand new trailer has just been released for the upcoming LEGO Dimensions, and apparently the game features Doctor Who. That's right, kids. The TARDIS is coming to a LEGO game near you. LEGO Dimensions is interesting in that it mashes up a bunch of fictional universes. The Lord of the Rings film franchise? Check. DC Comics? Check. Back to the Future? It's heavy, and it's fair. And of course, the LEGO movie? Well, it goes without saying. It seems that LEGO Dimensions is going to feature all the Doctors from seasons of Doctor Who, although only voice acting from Peter Capaldi has thus far been confirmed.
Of the Doctor.
The Doctor must be exterminated, annihilate, destroy.
Whoa, well, more acquaintances, really. I didn't mean friend.
You will tell us everything you know about the Doctor's plan.
All of time and space. Whenever,
LEGO Dimensions is set to come out on September 27, 2015 for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Wii U.
ワーナーブラザーズサミットにお越しの皆さん、こんにちは。カプコンの小野です。
Street Fighter V is fast approaching for the PlayStation 4 and PC, and the latest video from Capcom reveals the game's Brazilian stage, which looks absolutely gorgeous thus far. From the look of things, Blanca, a classic character in the series, is going to be unveiled sometime soon. During this week's Comic-Con, it was revealed that Ken is coming to Street Fighter V. Now, Ken is a classic character from the series, so it's not really that big of a surprise that he's been confirmed. Interestingly enough, for Street Fighter V, Ken has had a bit of a makeover. He's wearing a new outfit this time around. With his makeover comes a new attitude, as his playstyle is going to be a bit different. You can try him out nice and early on July 23rd when Street Fighter V goes into beta on the PlayStation 4. The Behemoth's Game 4 is now officially titled Pit People. According to the Behemoth, the titular pit is where the game's protagonists get a fresh start in life. It's an arena, essentially, which sounds pretty terrifying for a fresh start, but hey, this is the Behemoth. Set to come to the Xbox One and Steam at some point in the future, the game boasts single-player and multiplayer co-op, as well as a 2v2 mode. Pit People is a turn-based strategy game, which is quite a departure of form for the Behemoth. which has a history with strange and trippy platformers. It looks like we're going for strange and trippy board games. I must say, it looks good. If you happen to be at the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con, you should definitely stop by the Behemoth spoof, as they are showing off pit people at the show.
He's not all that handsome. I don't see what all the fuss is about, but all of this will haunt him until I decide to end his misery. What fun. What's this? A beautiful lady.
In Kickstarter news, Keiji Inafune, creator of Mega Man, has just started a Kickstarter for a game called Red Ash. Before talking about Red Ash, I'd like to mention that Mighty No. 9, which was Inafune's previously Kickstarted game, has still not yet been released. It's supposed to come out in September. Inafune's been very busy lately. In addition to Red Ash and Mighty No. 9, there's also his upcoming project Recore, which is set to come out sometime on the Xbox One. So, regarding Red Ash, it's a very ambitious project. It's supposed to be an anime meets a game. No, it's not merely a game with anime trappings, but there's also going to be a Red Ash anime alongside the Red Ash game. The anime will be produced by Studio 4C, the studio responsible for some pretty awesome stuff, such as Halo Legends, Batman Gotham Knight's short film Have I Got a Story for You, as well as the animated short Kid Story from the Animatrix. Regarding Red Ash the game, it's a 3D action-adventure in which you play as a fellow named Beck. Your goal is to get inside the mobile Citadel Cal Cannon, which needs to be stopped before it's destroyed by peacemakers. There's also some treasure hunting involved, and it all sounds quite fun. According to the Kickstarter page, it won't be getting in the way of Mighty No. 9, since Mighty No. 9 is being developed by another team. Still, I'm hoping that Mr. Inafune hasn't stretched himself too far with this project.
本当の日本のアニメと本当の日本のゲームを組み合わせて本当の意味でのアクション RPG をここで作り上げることができれば皆さんも喜んでもらえるんではないかなっていうふうに考えています。
If you own a PlayStation Vita and you've been keeping an eye out for puzzle games, you might be pleased to know that a virus named Tom is coming to the system. A launch trailer for the game was just released, and I've spoken to the developer, and he's expecting the game to be ready sometime around, this week. It's a little bit unusual that there's no date in stone, but hey, that's game dev for you. In case you're not familiar with the virus named Tom, it's a very interesting puzzle game in which you play as a virus named Tom, duh. In this case, you're a computer virus. You're the creation of a disgruntled inventor, and you're running around destroying the wonderful creations that inhabit the world of tomorrow. We have a review of a virus named Tom up on blackmanandrobin.com right now. The game is currently available for Mac, Linux, and PC. I've played some of the game, and I certainly enjoy it. It's a puzzler with quite a bit of challenge and plenty of personality. Also released on the PlayStation Vita this week was Geometry Wars 3: Dimensions Evolved. This game I've actually mentioned on a few episodes of the Blackman and Robin Game News update, so I don't have too much to say about it other than it's a really cool shmup, it does some extremely creative things, and it's very beautiful. If you're in the market for a neon-colored twin-stick shooter, you'll definitely want to check out Geometry Wars 3. If you own a PlayStation 4, you might be pleased to hear that the transcendent adventure game Journey is going to be released on July 21st, 2015 for your platform. This critically acclaimed game will support the PlayStation's cross-buy feature, meaning that if you purchased the game on the PlayStation 3 already, you'll be getting the PlayStation 4 version at no additional cost. Journey is a rather unusual adventure game that takes place in a desert. It's multiplayer, except you don't talk to the other players. Rather, you solve puzzles cooperatively. Journey is regarded as a must-play, and for good reason. If you have the opportunity, check it out. Somewhere in your heart is a spot that longs for a roguelike rhythm game. Don't deny it, it's there. Well, great news. Crypt of the Necrodancer is coming to the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. This rather unusual take on the rhythm game was already a massive hit on PC when it launched a while ago. Now you can have all that rhythmic goodness on your PS4 or to go with your Vita. There's no word on when it'll be coming to the PS4 and Vita. However, it is known that this version of the game will feature extra music by Jake Vert Kaufman, who composed music for Shovel Knight. Of course, the game will also feature all its original music by Danny Baranowski, who you may know from his work on Cannibalt, Super Meat Boy, and of course Crypt. There's no word on if this version of Crypt of the Necrodancer will support a dance pad like the PC version of the game does. In fact, seeing as there isn't a PS4 version of DDR, it seems rather unlikely.
Never defeat me. You will never escape. You will never reach the end of the crypt of the Necrodancer.
Speaking of games with great music, Spectra was released this week on the Xbox One and PC. It's a rather neat-looking game with a kind of minimalist neon aesthetic about racing around quickly and picking up glowing things. You heard right, folks. Glowing things. The soundtrack is coming from Chitzel, who did the music for Super Hexagon, and I must say, the game does look really good. Thus far, the reviews for Spectra have been good. If it looks like your sort of game, you should definitely check it out. What's that, you say? You want even more games with great music? Okay, I gotcha. You might want to take a look at Into the Stars. It just hit early access on Steam, and it's a game in which you take on the role of a captain in a space survival simulation. Think along the lines of Battlestar Galactica. The music in the game is composed by Jack Wall of Mass Effect fame. The music in the trailer is absolutely awesome. Let's just take a listen to that.
It's the Arc-8, Captain Cooper's ship. Shuttle away. Scanning for survivors. Score on tracking our position. Critical resources, Captain. Enemy ship detected. Enemy threat eliminated. It will be a difficult journey. Do you have what it takes?
In other Steam Early Access game news, the dinosaur survival game Ark: Survival Evolved has just gotten an update which allows modding. You don't have to have complex programming knowledge to do it. That said, having foreknowledge of the Unity engine helps. You can learn more about how to mod the game at playark.com/workshop. Personally, I'm hoping that somebody puts Yoshi in the game.
We wanted change. We just didn't know we had to set the world on fire to get it.
Do you remember the 1979 revolution in Iran? It was a rather major historical event that I don't hear talked about very often. The last time I consumed a piece of media relating to the revolution, it was the film Persepolis, which is absolutely fantastic, by the way. Well, a game called 1979 Revolution is on the horizon. It just hit Steam Greenlight, and it looks extremely interesting. The first game from Ink Stories, in 1979 Revolution, you play as Reza, an aspiring photojournalist, and throughout the game, you'll be making all sorts of important decisions. 1979 Revolution is set to come out sometime this fall. 1979 Revolution is coming to Mac and PC. You can get a link to the Greenlight over on blackmanandrobin.com.
Every single choice you make has a consequence.
You could go to hell. Do with me as you like.
Hell is what I'm trying to save you from, Reza-chan.
My name is Reza Shirazi, and this is my story.
We have a trailer for another game that's currently on Steam Greenlight. It's called Grip, and it looks really cool. It's a combat racer inspired by the Roll Cage series, and it's coming to PC and Linux. The game will be having a Kickstarter sometime soon. For now, all we have is this cool trailer. This week, a trailer was released for a game called The Coral Cave. It's a Japanese point-and-click adventure game, and it looks very promising. The game's art really caught my eye, as it's hand-painted, and it stars a girl named Mizuka. She lives on a small island in Okinawa. One night, Mizuka has a strange dream, and when she wakes up, the island is under threat. There's something really gorgeous about this game, and it's definitely one that I'll be keeping an eye on.
不思議な現象があの島では目撃されており、私がまだサンゴの洞窟の守護者だった当時、あそこだけが禁断の場所だった。今日、私はこの子の夢の中にしか存在しない影のようなもの。変な夢。
On the Xbox One this week, the mythology-themed MOBA Smite went into open beta. Smite is a rather different take on the MOBA. It's a third-person action game in which you play as a god of your choosing. You can pick from Norse, Greek, Egyptian, or other mythologies. The game is already quite well loved on PC. That said, if you've been loving Smite on PC, you might not love it quite as much on Xbox, since your progress from the PC version will not carry over. There's no crossplay between Xbox One and PC players. Also entering beta on the Xbox One this week is World of Tanks, which is currently holding a 2-day beta event on July 11th and 12th, 2015. If you take part in the beta, you get some fancy tanks. Specifically the Premium American Tier 3 M22 and the two T1E6X1, which is quite a mouthful. I'm pretty sure that somewhere in the world there's a tank enthusiast just itching to iron me out on that, so please forgive me. That said, just like Smite, World of Tanks has already been released on PC, and it has quite the audience there. This week, HTC kicked off the HTC Vive World Tour. Remember the HTC Vive? It's an upcoming virtual reality headset that HTC is developing in conjunction with Valve. Well, up at blog.htc.com, they've announced several places that they'll be showing off the Vive for you to use. Right now, if you go to Island Street and 6th Avenue in San Diego, California, you can try the Vive out, at least until July 12th. There are other times and places listed on the website, including the July 21st to 23rd showing in Chicago, Illinois at Navy Pier, the August 2nd through the 8th showing during the International in Seattle, Washington, the August 5th through the 9th at Gamescom in Köln, Germany, the August 28th through the 31st showing at PAX Prime in Seattle, Washington, and some others. You can keep up to date with these events by following at HTC Vive on Twitter. Finally this week, we bring you the trailer for The Magic Circle. The game was just released on PC this week, and it's a game about being trapped in an unfinished video game. It's very meta and looks to be the next... I'm not sure. It's a video game of the Jazz Age, it seems. Is it a Stanley Parable metagame commentary about games? Is it a... I give up trying to explain it. You should play it and find out for yourself. Thus far, the game's gotten great reception. It's available on both Mac and PC.
At last, it is worthy of you.
Wow. Trailers are just lies set to music, boss. But that lie was so big it was almost art. None of that stuff works. He's never gonna call it done. That's why I need you to help me finish it. We'll trap his creations, tear the powers out of him, and stitch them back together your way. Help me ship this thing, or cancel it.
Well, that's it for this week's game news. Be sure to follow at Blackman and Robin on Twitter for all the latest game news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Be sure to follow me at Jordan_Cameron for my other views.
Mankind took for granted the air it breathed, and we paid a price. When the sun died, so too did mankind. But not all perished. The bold survived. Prepared, we prosper. Deep underground. Traverser. Now on Steam from Adult Swim Games.